have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean, is
A
that
championship.
success?
Yes, Caitlin, we know the goal is always the championship, and you'd rather skip the personal glory talk. But let's be honest, somebody's got to toot your horn, so I'll do it for you. After a rookie campaign that felt more like a Marvel origin story, 62 records smashed, dragging a team from the bottom of the standings to the playoffs, and still managing to finish fourth in MVP voting. Caitlin Clark should have walked into 2025 as the clear MVP frontrunner. But the media? Oh no, they clung to their comfort blanket. A'ja Wilson. Same name, same narrative. And when it wasn't A'ja, they'd pivot to excuses faster than Angel Reese on a missed layup.
But I will say a couple of things. Do I expect A'ja Wilson to be A'ja Wilson again this year? Yes. But I also know there is such a thing as voter fatigue. They don't like giving anybody MVP 3 times in a row. They barely like to do it 2 times in a row, let alone 3 times in a row. I just don't see it simply because of voter fatigue. Like it just is what it is. I also think that Caitlin was putting it together in such a way last year. They're only going to get better. And now they've got a full offseason together. I could 100% see this happening. Caitlin Clark winning MVP.
But now the shift has arrived, and it's loud.
There we are right there. Caitlin Clark is officially the favorite to win the most valuable player.
FanDuel, BetMGM, and yes, even ESPN, after months of shady behavior, now have Caitlin Clark leading the MVP race. Not tied, not trailing, leading. This isn't Twitter hype. This is Vegas talking. This is money talking. This is we know what's coming energy, and it's being backed up with receipts. If you agree Caitlin will win MVP this year, comment CC MVP down below. Let's go.
We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it. Our ambitions don't fit into headlines or highlight reels. So if you thought we arrived,
2 more for Boston.
now you know. We're not here for the moment. We're here for the takeover.
Even the media types who spent all of 2024 rolling their eyes and pretending they didn't see the explosion happening in Indiana? Yeah, they're slowly lining up now. Suddenly, the tone's a little less smug and a lot more, wow, Caitlin might actually be her. The fans already knew. We've been screaming it for months. Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's rewriting the rulebook. So, what's behind the sudden turnaround? Easy. Everything. Every sign, every stat, every offseason upgrade screamed MVP season incoming.
So let's start with our 2025 WNBA MVP, and that has to go to the one and only Caitlin Clark.
We're about to watch Caitlin go full supernova, and the league isn't even ready. But before we dive into this dominance, hit that like button if you think she's taking MVP and subscribe so you don't miss any Fever fireworks.
I truly think that this second year for Caitlin Clark is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. She has had an entire offseason to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season.
Caitlin's rookie year wasn't just impressive, it was disrespectful to logic. 62 records. Let that number sit with you. And the crown jewel? The all-time WNBA single-season assist record as a rookie. That's not just elite, that's absurd. And she pulled it off while being public enemy number 1, the most analyzed, criticized, and televised player in the league, dragging a rebuilding team toward legitimacy. Imagine breaking records while dodging elbows and media shade every week.
Like, she broke the record for assists. I don't think people really understand like how crazy that is to do as a rookie, your first year doing this.
Then came the Olympic break, and Caitlin turned it into a statement tour.
Take a look at this. These are the top 3 scorers in the WNBA since the women brought home gold in the Olympics a few weeks ago. 2 of the members are of the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell.
Post-snub, she went ballistic. 23 points per game, carrying Indiana like a backpack through the playoff push. And she didn't just elevate her game, she leveled up the entire roster. All while under a microscope that would have crushed most players. Naturally, everyone with a working brain figured year 2 would be even scarier. But then some analysts got brave. Bleacher Report's WNBA expert Nuke Duncan, put Caitlin 5th in his 2025 rankings. 5th, below Alyssa Thomas, who averaged a thrilling 10.6 points per game. Yep, that's who he thought was more MVP worthy.
Caitlin Clark at 5 is crazy to me, and it's crazy to me just off the rip because if we look at the MVP voting from last season, she was number 4 in MVP voting. It was Asia, Nafisa, Brianna, and then Caitlin.
Why? Because apparently ranking Caitlin higher just felt like too much. The same tired "she hasn't won a ring yet" argument. Sound familiar? That's the exact logic ESPN used when they said she wasn't a top 5 college player of all time, even though she literally broke the all-time scoring record, carried the sport into the mainstream, and pulled more viewers than the men's championship game. But sure, not top 5.
Here's the thing. Love Caitlin. Love how she's transcended the game. I'm not going to go away from that. But in the Open, we said, what makes a top 5 player? Winning. The only strike against Caitlin Clark is that she has not won a national championship. And that is the only thing that you can put against her, because the way she has dominated the record books when she was at Iowa was something you cannot duplicate. She's a 3-time NCAA scoring leader and assist leader, a true point guard for the people, 3-time All-American, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time AP Player of the Year, all-time leading scorer. She broke the records of Kelsey Plum and Sabrina. Like, literally, there is nobody who has been such a front-facing name. It through a direct reflection of her skill set, but how can you be a top 5 player if you have not won a title?
It's a great point, which is why I agree with you.
It's been the same story. People just refusing to give Caitlin her flowers. Until now. The very same ESPN that once left her off the GOAT list now has her ahead of Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier in the MVP race. And let's be real, it's a 3-horse race. After Brianna Stewart, the odds take a nosedive. The rest are just there for decoration. So what changed? Oh, just everything. The signs were always there. The roster moves. The momentum. But once training camp opened, people finally opened their eyes. What Fever fans already saw in bold, glowing lights, the rest of the world is just now catching up to. Let's start with the biggest piece. Coaching.
And I told y'all this last year. Well, I didn't tell y'all this last year on air, but like we saw when they took the pictures with Christy Sides, like when she pulled up on them at All-Star game, her, Kelsey, and AB, and everybody just kind of like rolled their eyes and walked away like she was a groupie.
Yeah,
that told me everything I needed to know. So when I said like she's not it was based on 2 years of seeing things that just shouldn't have been happening in the first place.
The whispers were getting louder last season. Caitlin and the Fever were succeeding despite Christy's sides. Nobody said it out loud, but the awkward silences said plenty. Caitlin herself hinted at it early, mentioning the lack of sideline feedback. The chemistry, office, the body language, frustrated. Fans weren't subtle either, watching close games slip away thanks to sloppy rotations and disorganized sets. So, Indiana made the smartest move they could. Enter Stephanie White, 2023 Coach of the Year, and certified basketball brainiac.
Yo, we cannot be short on that pass. We can't be short on that pass. One advantage that we have is that we're longish, right? So now we got to use our length. So don't make yourself small.
From day one, Fever fans knew this was a glow-up, and now even the doubters are realizing it. Stephanie brings order, she brings purpose, and she brings plays that actually make sense.
Good job! Great rotation. Good! Good! Right? So you gotta listen. You don't go until she says go. Yeah, she could stay. Yep, as soon as she says go, that's when you're going.
White's presence will win games. But more importantly, it'll maximize Caitlin. Cleaner offense, smarter subs, movement, purpose, and Caitlin feeding teammates who are actually in the right spot to score? Hello, assist explosion. Efficiency goes up, turnovers go down, wins stack up, and suddenly the MVP narrative isn't a debate, it's a formality. And Caitlin? You can tell she's vibing. Even one Stephanie White would have been enough to supercharge her MVP case. But the Fever weren't done. They went all in. Indiana's front office basically watched the Avengers and said, yeah, let's do that. Natasha Howard and Sydney Colson, proven winners, championship DNA. Players who know the grind and don't crumble when the lights get too bright. Then they added Brianna Turner, a walking defensive anchor, and Sophie Cunningham, a certified menace. The kind of player who's chirping in your ear while draining threes in your face. Every good team needs one, and Indiana got a gem.
Oh my God, Sophie's a dog. She just is, she's a competitor. She's versatile, so she allows us to do different things. Like, she plays with such a toughness. She's huge, and she's going to be for us all season long. But what she brings from an energy standpoint, she raises the level of play of everybody around her as soon as she steps foot on the floor. Hell, even on the sideline. I mean, her communication, everything. She's definitely an X factor.
And the vibe queen herself, DeWanna Bonner. Let's just say DeWanna's already become the emotional GPS of the team. Players speak about her with reverence. She's not just respected, she's trusted. A two-time champ, she brings the steady hand this rocket ship needs. Whether it's calming nerves or tightening focus, she's the steady heartbeat behind the flash.
I guess to that point, how does this kind of compare to what you are used to?
Oh man, yeah, totally different atmosphere. The support here has been just phenomenal. I really can't go anywhere. I've been here like a week and a half, and everywhere I go, it's just like, we're excited for the season. Thank you for being here. So it's been really, really refreshing, and I'm just happy to be here.
But it's not just about stacking resumes. It's about chemistry. And according to Seattle's Lexi Brown, who's seen it all, this team is locked in. The big personalities, gelling, the young ones, listening, the veterans, leading. Coach White, setting the standard. And you can feel the culture shift. From the sideline to the locker room, this team looks unified, dangerous, and hungry. And now that all the pieces are in place, Caitlin Clark is officially entering her MVP season. The unstoppable force crashing the WNBA's old guard party. And guess who's not thrilled? The usual suspects. A'ja Wilson? Silent. But that silence is starting to sound like panic. Angel Reese? Probably drafting a subtweet as we speak. You can almost hear the teeth grinding behind the fake smiles during pressers.
But you have a Natasha Howard and a DeWanna Bonner that can just straight up go get their own bucket. And they're huge, okay? These are tall people, okay, guys? I think they're both like 6'3" and 6'4", right? So matchup nightmare. Sophie Cunningham has been playing out of position in Phoenix for like 3 years. So she probably will get to go play the 3 again. She's a very underrated defender. And now you have very elite rim protection in Bree Turner. So now you go keep Aaliyah Boston out of foul trouble, which means she's gonna be able to stay on the court. So, do I think that they are a contender? Yes, I do.
Because let's be honest, the veterans didn't think it would happen this fast. They thought Caitlin would need years. They thought she'd hit the rookie wall. Instead, she's the one hitting game winners, breaking records, flipping narratives, and stealing their endorsements while she's at it. And the WNBA, it's like they've finally woken up and giving Clark the attention she absolutely deserves, and more importantly, earned. Not with TikToks, but with absolute skill, poise, and class. The ratings are soaring. The seats are packed. The jerseys are flying off shelves. Caitlin Clark is putting the league on her back and marching it straight into prime time. And the players who once sneered at her are now watching her pass them on every leaderboard.
Everybody knows we have so much talent, but at the same time, you got to put that together. It's not going to be like, all right, you have all these great players, step out on the court, it's going to work. It's going to take a little bit of time to figure things out, figure out how everybody works with one another. So DB's been tremendous, and obviously, not only as a leader, she's a tremendous basketball player too, and she's won championships. She knows what it is. So when she speaks, everybody listens. So I think that was a piece of the thing we were missing last year. It's like we didn't really have that inside of our locker room. So just really grateful for that, and just the way she talks and she leads. For me as a second-year point guard, I want to win for her. This is the end of her career. She deserves it.
And that's just the crew supporting her. We haven't even started talking about the headline act, Caitlin Clark herself. And if you think she's just picking up where she left off last season, think again. This isn't the same player. She's evolved, leveled up, and there's a very good reason for it.
Caitlin, in her sophomore year, she's more seasoned. She has had time to rest. She's had time to really regroup and see exactly where she wants to go. Obviously, they have a ton of new players, new coach.
For the first time in years, Caitlin actually got to rest. Like real, honest rest. No marathon schedule flipping between college ball, draft nights, overseas whispers, or media circus after media circus. Instead, she had a stretch of downtime filled with golf, interviews, a lot of family time, but also a ton of quiet, focused training. And then the photos hit the internet. Yes, those photos. Let's just say Caitlin didn't show up to camp with a vacation tan. She showed up looking like she'd bench pressed the entire offseason. Absolutely jacked. But it's not just about biceps and beach muscle. The real flex here is what that transformation means for her on the hardwood. Because this isn't just about looking strong, it's about playing strong.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
Remember that cheap shot from Kennedy Carter? Yeah, the one that lit up the internet for all the wrong reasons? That moment didn't just spark outrage, it sparked evolution. In the month after, Caitlin reportedly added muscle, sure. But more importantly, she added grit. A new gear. A refusal to be the rookie target any longer. And it showed. Her confidence exploded. Her game took on a physical edge that wasn't there before. It was like watching someone go Super Saiyan in real time. Now fast forward to training camp. And it's obvious. She's not just back in the gym, she lives there. Her teammates can't stop talking about it. Her strength, her command, the way she's now controlling the tempo of games like a seasoned vet. It's not just the added power, it's the way she's using it to dictate everything on the court.
I feel like everyone talks about it. I'll see it on social media. They'll be like, Caitlin has so strong muscles. And don't tell her I said that either. don't even mention that. Yeah. But I think her strength, I mean, she gets in the paint and she's able to bully her way in and finish strong at the basket. I mean, everyone talks about, once again, her three-point shooting, and we've all seen her passing, but I think her ability to get downhill and really just stay on balance and score the ball, I think is going to be great this year too.
So what's changed? In short, everything. Sure, the league's still physical. The bumps, elbows, and occasional dirty plays aren't going anywhere. But Caitlin Clark isn't the same player who got tossed around a year ago. She's stronger, smarter, sharper. She's finishing through contact. She's shrugging off defenders. She's making plays she couldn't make last season. Not because the skill wasn't there, but because now, her body lets her cash the checks her mind's been writing for years. And with that physical edge comes a psychological one. Confidence, swagger, control. And when you combine that with the new roster, elite coaching, and the calm maturity she's showing in every interview, you've got the recipe for something unstoppable. Which is why the same WNBA media that spent the last year eye-rolling and hedging are now starting to sing a very different tune. Caitlin Clark isn't just in the MVP race, she might already be leading it.
I think Clark being in the MVP conversation is kind of the baseline at this point. You know, she's already been that good as a rookie, and I imagine she's going to take another step forward. I mean, we talked about how that Olympic break was so good for her to get some rest and come in with her legs underneath her. Now she has an actual off season, that she got to take off where, she didn't play in Unrivaled, she didn't play overseas. So this is a lot of time for Caitlin to just get her body right and come in the best shape possible for this upcoming season. And I think that's going to pay huge dividends for her. Like there's no ramping up period this time around for Caitlin Clark. She's going to come in on game one and be already one of the top 5 players in WNBA. So, I mean, I think MVP has to be the ceiling for her, right? Like she's already in that conversation. So for her to, get even higher in the vote total, potentially winning that award either this year or next is what I would expect from her.
And trust me, the dominoes will keep falling. As the Fever continue to show out in training camp and then back it up when the regular season tips off, expect more of the media gatekeepers to start falling in line. All it's going to take is a few dominant wins out of the gate, a couple of viral highlights, and boom. Those same analysts who said she wasn't ready will suddenly be quoting her stats like gospel.
I think for myself, just having a year under my belt and knowing what to expect and continue to have fun playing basketball in front of these great fans. And, as long as we win, I'm going to be happy.
Let's rewind to what Caitlin herself said the other day. That first presser clip? She said it all. As long as we win, I'm going to be happy. So just be the best leader I can be. Now, knowing that I have a year under my belt, I know what to expect. I'm the point guard, so people are going to be expecting a lot from me. I need to, be there for my teammates, be an extension of Steph on the court, and just be a great leader and have a lot of fun doing it. That right there, that's why she's different. She's chasing greatness. And ironically, that's exactly why she deserves the MVP, because she's not doing this for headlines. She's not here for vanity awards or flashy quotes. If she wins it, it won't be because she asked for it. It'll be because she earned it. Earned it with leadership, with grind, with game.
Our road games sound like home games because our fans don't ask for permission to dominate.
And yes, it would mean everything. Not for the trophy, not for the speech, but because of what it would represent. Because if she wins MVP, it would be the final, undeniable mic drop to silence the haters once and for all. The ones who say her impact is about skin tone or social media, not skills. The ones who roll their eyes at the sold-out arenas. The ones who pretend the hype isn't real. That MVP title would shut them down. No spin, no excuses, just truth. The Indiana Fever's Now You Know campaign already sent a warning shot. It was loud. It was proud. It didn't tiptoe. But if Caitlin Clark ends this season with an MVP in hand, that won't just be a warning. That'll be the exclamation point. If you agree Caitlin will win MVP this year, comment CC MVP down below. Subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.